Welcome to Coffee and Chats with Adam and Kerrie, where we have open conversations about behaviours, habits, and also things that are going to have an impact on people's health, mindset, and also their performance as well. And today, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be having just a conversation about two areas. We're not going to go into too much detail on these, but the first area we just want to touch upon is your environment. Who are you surrounded by, and the impacts that they can have upon you, your own health, and also your performance and also your development as well. So, Kels, like from your experience, like what would you like to say upon this subject? Putting you under the bus straight away.
You're not putting me under the bus, but I like the fact you said we're just going to touch on these subjects. It's so hard just to touch on these subjects. Environment. First of all, you could just talk about your immediate environment before we get into the depths of like who you're surrounded with. Where do you want to start?
Let's start with environment. No. Let's talk about the people around you, the people that can have that influence around you.
I know the first thing you should do is know what you want, know your values, and do your best to be surrounded by those who feel and share the same things. That's a key one to start with. If you have a particular goal you're going after, you want to achieve, best advice, is be around those who have already got it or who are also going for it too. Because what tends to happen with people is they have a particular goal, but they're around people who don't share that goal and they don't understand perhaps why they're doing that. So what's the natural kickback with that with people being around someone who's like, I've got this goal, I really want to go for it, but being around people who don't get it, what's the natural reaction with that?
Well, they're just not gonna take action. They're gonna bring people down. And again, it's only interesting, like what you just said there was values. Okay, values, right? If your values don't align with those people around you, then you can be aiming towards the same destination, but it's not going to go in the same way. It's going to go in a different way, or even it might not even get to the final place that you're trying to achieve. And again, it's like you've got to have those people around you. You know, like we were saying this earlier, is like if you've got two people in a hole, how do you get out of a hole? Like if two people are in a hole, how are they both going to get out? Like one person has to rise up above the other person to help the other person get out. But if you're both there, what you're going to find is that unless that person actually takes the action to start, then they're both going to stay at the bottom. And they have to both be on the journey together to be able to move forwards. And the same goes in work, doesn't it? You know, everyone has to be going in the same direction. Because if they don't, then it's going to be a very long journey otherwise, and a very hard journey if they don't all have the same direction to be going in.
Exactly that. Or if you surround yourself by people who are there and who want to get there, it's going to be a lot quicker, a lot lighter, a lot more enjoyable, and just a lot more fun trying to do it together. Because let's be honest, you can get to those places that you want to, but it's so much more harder and draining if they don't understand it. And you feel like you're constantly having to justify yourself and your reasons. And the truth is, you do not, as long as you're not harming anyone, hurting anyone, have to justify your why. Know the goal, believe in yourself and go after it. But just love yourself enough to be like, this is what I want. Where are my people? Because they are there. And sometimes it might initially start off by finding those people online. Because there's times, obviously, like with us moving abroad, we didn't instantly physically know those people to meet up with, but by being kind of online and finding connections and then searching out areas and locations, it starts to narrow down the search and help you find those people also. So it's never true when people say, oh, but there's no one out there. Do you know what I mean? There's always an option. There's always possibilities. You just have to be willing to want it enough, be hungry enough, and make it happen for yourself.
Exactly right. Yeah, I completely agree with that. But it's like, what would be the impact? Like you said there, right? You said something a few seconds ago was about having to justify the actions that you take. Like from that, the person that has to justify the actions that they're taking all the time, like there's gonna be impacts both. That's gonna have quite a big impact long term, because long term, that person that has to make that decision is already preempting. Well, I'm gonna have to go and justify my decision that I'm faced with. So is it worth me actually making that decision, or should I just not stay where I am then? And then I don't have to have that conversation to justify and then the potential kickback of someone not agreeing with that decision. And this is the thing, is that over time, just having, like, this is the thing, right? Being around those people that support you, being around those people that that are there, they're gonna, yes, they're gonna encourage you, gonna motivate you, they're gonna, push you to better things, is gonna be so much better for you, because they're gonna be, yeah, cool, crack on, yeah, cool. Why have you not done it yet? Instead of, well, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Why did you make that decision? Well, and that's the thing, is it's about being surrounded by those people.
Yeah, those people who are also like, why are you playing so small? Come on, let's move already. Let's go already. Or you say, oh, I'm going for this. And they're going to be like, well, why are you going there? Let's push it. They're going to open your vision, open your mind, and get you thinking bigger.
Mm. So a question is, I want to ask people that, that are watching this, is who are the people immediately around you, in all areas, right? In all areas, at home, in your health, at work, socially, friendship wise, and all of that. And what are they doing? Like when you do things, when you make decisions, when you start to make changes, what are they doing? Are they encouraging you to go for it? Are they like, actually, yeah, cool, go for it, do it? Or are they questioning it? Well, why? Like, not questioning it from a positive stance, so then you can then get that deeper meaning and understand and, cement that belief. Or are they questioning it as in like, well, why are you doing that? That's silly. Why do you want to do that? And then dragging you back down. We used to see this a lot with health, didn't we? Like when we used to really just focus upon the weight loss. It's like you see this a lot. It's like when, like people watching this, they might resonate with this as well. Like they might have seen this previously and know people that have gone through it. But you get someone that makes a really big change to their health and their weight, and they really get it, switched on. And they start losing weight, they're getting healthier, they've got more energy, they've got a better presence, more confidence. And then people are watching, and they start to have these little comments of, oh, Kels, like you lost weight, like yeah, don't lose any more weight. Like we've seen that, haven't we? And normally it's because it's shining a light on them, and they're trying to bring you back down to them. So then you stop progressing.
You've got two options. You don't necessarily stop progressing. You've got two options. or two things can happen, right? It might stop people in their tracks if they allow it to, or they've got to a place where they've been doing the work, they're feeling better, and because they're feeling better and they've got more confidence, they can actually take a step back and be like, do you know what? This isn't about me. This is them with their feelings and their beliefs. I'm going to keep going on my path. Thank you. I'm good.
But that only happens to a small amount of people, though, doesn't it? The majority of people, it's going to have an impact. Like for the people that are you, like you've just said, is only going to happen to those that have done some actual personal development as well and realize that. But for the majority of people out there, they haven't done that personal development.
So, as what would you say in particular with the amount of men that you've helped transform their health, and you have had some come on board, and there has been the wife objection? I need to speak to my wife. I'm not sure how she's going to feel about it. Da 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 da. You're back.
I'm back.
What would you say? What would you say?
I didn't hear any of that.
Any of it. No. Right. So I said, with the amount of men that you've helped, it's not been uncommon for some men to get on the call, want to do it, and be like, but my wife, she's not going to like it. She's going to have this to say. She's going to say, why am I doing it? Just do it myself. But what about us? What would you say to the men out there watching it can resonate and be like, that's me. I want to lose weight. I want to feel fitter and healthier, but she's not going to like it. What would you say to them, and how can they deal with that to know that they're going to be fine? Like, come on, we've had that comment before. She'll divorce me.
The fact is if she is actually going to divorce you, then she's not the right person for you, because she's not looking out for your best interests, is she? So first of all, she's not going to divorce you. Secondly, see, this is the thing. It's like when we speak to people, there's a line, right? There's a line is about, like, I want to, us, we want to help people. And yes, we are straight talking with our clients. We tell them how it is. We tell them to pull their socks up if needs be, right? But there's also a point where we can only do that once they actually become a client and they give us that permission to do so, right? So for me, it's like, well, yeah, like, of course, they need to speak to the wife, but that's never the real reason. The real reason is, it could be various things. It could be that they don't have the belief in themselves that they can actually make that change. Also, does your wife really need to make the decision for you about you becoming a better person? And this is the thing, right? For a lot of people that come to us, is that they've been thinking about this. This isn't just something that's happened overnight. They're like, oh yeah, wow, I'm 20, 30 kilos, 40 kilos overweight overnight. Where did that come from? Now, this has been a build up over years, decades. And for them, it's their confidence is dropping. So then when they actually come to us, they've been very vulnerable, especially with the things that we talk about. So then when they then go, oh, I need to go speak to my wife, but then the wife then goes, no, like, why do you want to spend that money on that? Do it yourself. Like, don't you think that the husband's been trying to do it for the last 20 years, but finally he's actually like, no, I actually really need some help?
But also this is one of the problems, and we said we're going to touch on this, and this is why we're not going to have enough time to go into it. But we also know that the problem is they haven't just got to 20, 30 kilos heavier overnight, but there's so much more depth to that. The wife saying, well, can't you just do it yourself? Well, why are they 20, 30 kilos overnight? What other things have they not been sharing throughout this time? See, this is the physical thing, but there's a lot more going on to it. So how can you go then to your wife, like male or female, husband or wife, go to your partner and say, try and explain it and expect them to understand it? This is why it's so important that you're the only one inside your head. And yes, it's your husband or your wife, but it's like, if you and I are going to do something, we will do it. And we will tell each other, this is what I'm doing, but we won't ask for permission. And some people might not like hearing that, but that's the way we work. As long as we know that as a unit, you know, the kids are taken care of and everyone has what they need, then crack on. Because, you know, as much as you're a unit, you're also an individual. And you can't expect the other one to make you happy. You have to make yourself happy. So that comes by doing what you need to do to be a better person, which essentially then makes you better for everyone, because you're living in your truth. You're doing what's important to you. So losing weight, transforming your health, having more energy, you're going to start to feel better. You're going to start to have more energy, more confidence. You're going to show up as a better partner. You're then going to be calmer around the house. Your nervous system's going to be better. It's going to be grounded. You're going to be better with the kids. So it's just a knock-on effect. So I hope that anyone watching this can see that actually, like, those decisions must come from you, because no one lives inside your head. So you're the one who has to be like, they might not get it and they might give me shit for it for the first couple of weeks, but I believe in me. I know what I want, and I know that I've done my due diligence. This is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it. And they might not get it yet, but they'll see it. They'll see it. And then the questions will stop, the belief will come, and then they're going to feel much happier too.
Exactly. They're going to feel more confident knowing that they're going to feel safer because he's made a decision.
And let's be honest, no one in their right mind is going to turn around and be like, how dare you lose weight, get fitter and healthier, and put yourself in a much more better position for longevity, for yourself, for stability of the family. So you just have to have that rationale in your head as well, when that doubt or that worry or that fear creeps in that the partner's going to go mad at me. Really?
That's it. That is it. But again, it's like the knock-on effect, though, isn't it? It's like, well, what happens then if it's something you want to do, but then they then said no?
Well, that's what I said, isn't it? You do it anyway.
No. But this is the thing, though, right? You know, because you know, like when guys joke about this. Right, guys joke about it, like they go, oh yeah, was it happy wife, happy life, and they then call, oh yeah, the boss, all of these sorts of things, right? You know, we've all heard that, and again, you know, I get that, but it's but again, it's a decision for you. It's a decision for the guy, because it's not just like you've spoken about the benefits of it from the home perspective, right? But what are the actual other benefits that the guys will get from them making a decision? You know, because it doesn't just affect them around the home. It's then going to affect them at work. It then is then going to make them more productive. By them being more productive, they're going to get more work done. When they get more work done, then they might, if they're, you know, in an employed job, they might be able to climb that career ladder, go for the next promotion. They might, you know, be able to do that. If they've got their own business, they're going to be able to make more money because they can then take on more sales and all of these sorts of things, right? So again, it doesn't just affect them at home and their home life. It's not about that. It's so much. It's about all of it, right? But again, it's like, you know, like this is why you just got to make that decision, because when you then go and ask your wife, a bit like you just then, right? You know this, but then you just touched upon the things around the home, right? Like the wife isn't going to see, well, actually, if he does do this, well, he's then going to improve his performance, his output, his concentration, which is then going to make him perform better at work and then make more money, which is then going to hopefully make the home life better, right? Because it's going to make it a little bit easier.
But do you know what else on that list, on that thing to do that people should do, if that is a reason why? Do yourself a favor and write down all the pros of you doing something for yourself. Because sometimes, you can let other people's opinions, like Ad said, come in and stop you in your tracks. And then what? You stay the same, or if not, get worse. But if you can have this list,
we never stay the same.
Evolve or repeat.
Exactly. No, the thing is, we never stay the same, though, do we? That's the thing. Like, people go, "Oh yeah, I've been the same weight for 20 years." Okay, cool. 20 years though, did you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, type 2 diabetes, sleep apnea? Well, no. Well, okay, we haven't stayed the same then, have you? That's the thing. But that's the thing, though. You don't stay the same. Like, we're either progressing or we're regressing. And the fact is, as well, is that as we, we're all getting older. So our actual, the actual timeline of how much time we actually have left is getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So by you not making a decision is actually making it shorter and shorter and shorter. So there is going to be a time when actually, you know what, I am going to make a decision. I am going to change. But now that time of actually enjoying the benefits of it has got so much shorter. Whereas if you'd have started back here, who knows? You might get an extra 10 years. And also, if you do make a change, not only that, you're actually going to be increasing your longevity as well, potentially. So again, you actually, it's not just for the now. Yes, for the moment. Yes, it might be a stretch. Yes, you might have to put your money down and actually go, oh, bit of squeaky bum time. This is a bit nervous. All good. But the long-term picture is like, what are the actual long-term benefits of you making the decision, getting around people that actually believe you, getting around people that are actually going to pull you up, challenge you, and make you a better person? Or looking around those around you, being pulled down, and then you just having, yeah, that would have been nice if I'd have made the change.
I think it's always that question, isn't it? How you want to feel. Do you want to have a life of regret, or be like, I did? A life of I wish, or I did?
Exactly. And I think that is a good point to finish today's coffee and chat on. Leaving it with one final thought. How do you want to feel? Do you want to feel in the future?
Why in the future? Why not now?
Because it is. It's always going to be in the future. Do you want to feel in the future that I wish I made a change? I wish I did do that. I wish I did take that opportunity. I wish I did go for that promotion. I wish I did make that jump. I wish I took control. I wish I took ownership. I wish I took responsibility. Or is it, I'm pleased I did, because look at where I am now. And it all comes from that one thing, that one decision. And that's all it is. Anything else, Kels?
Nope. That's it.
Cool. So, guys, thank you for joining us today on Coffee and Chats. As always, we have open conversations about mindset, about health, about beliefs, behaviours, and the impacts that it has upon health, upon wellness, upon performance, and also yourself. So please, in the future, if you want to ask us any questions, just send Kerrie or myself a message. You can contact us on LinkedIn or also via our YouTube page as well. And until next time, we'll see you then.